Sudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Om Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam
Narayanam
Namaskrityam
Namaskrityam.
Naranjaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaivam Narottamam
Naranjaiva Narottamam.
Devin Saraswatin Vyasam
Devim
Devim
Saraswati
Saraswatim
Vyasam
Vyasam.
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato
Tato
Jayamudiraye
Jayamudiraye.
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Ashtaprayesu
Nashtaprayesu
Bhadresu
Abhadreshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam
Nityam Bhagavata
Nityam
Sevaya
Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Uttamasloke
Bhaktin
Uttamasloke.
Bhavatir Naistiti
Bhakti Bhave
Bhaktim Bhati
Nashyati
Naistaki.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya
Krishnaya
Vasudevaya
Vasudevaya.
Devaki Nandanaya cha
Devaki
Devaki
Nandanaya cha
Nandanaya cha.
Nandagopakumaraya
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Nandagopakumaraya.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for the Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, text number 8, 9, 10, and 11. All this slokas is explained about the feature of Paramatma. So let us start the sloka. Please repeat begin me. Kecit sva-dehāntar-hṛdayāvakāśe
Kecit sva-dehāntar-hṛdayāvakāśe
prādeśa-mātraṁ puruṣaṁ vasantam
prādeśa-mātraṁ puruṣam vasantam
catur-bhujaṁ kañja-rathāṅga-śaṅkha
Catur-bhujaṁ
catur-bhujaṁ
kañja-rathāṅga-śaṅkha.
gadā-dharam dhāraṇayā smaranti
gadā-dharam
gadā-dharam
dhāraṇayā smaranti.
smaranti
word by word meaning. Please repeat begin me. Kecit
Kecit.
others
others
sva-deha-antaḥ
sva-deha-antaḥ
with the body, within the body.
within the body
hṛdaya-avakāśe
hṛdaya-avakāśe.
hṛdaya-avakāśe
in the region of the heart.
the
In
region
the
of the
region
heart.
of the heart.
prādeśa-mātraṁ
prādeśa-mātraṁ
measuring only 8 inches.
measuring only 8
8
inches.
inches.
puruṣam
puruṣam
Puruṣam.
the personality of Godhead.
The
personality of
personality
Godhead.
of Godhead.
vasantam
vasantam
Vasantam.
residing.
residing.
catur-bhujaṁ
Bhujam
with 4 hands.
4
With
hands.
4 hands.
Concha
Kañja.
lotus.
Lotus.
ratha-aṅga
ratha-aṅga
the wheel of a chariot.
the wheel of
The
a
wheel of a
chariot.
chariot.
śaṅkha
Shankha
conchshell.
conceiving.
gadā-dharam
gadā-dharam
Gadā-dharam.
and with a
And with
and
a
with a
club in the hand.
club in
club
the
in the
hand.
hand.
dhāraṇayā
dhāraṇayā
dhāraṇayā.
conceiving in that way.
conceiving in that way.
smaranti
Smaranti
Smaranti.
do meditate upon him.
to
Do
meditate
meditate
on
upon
him.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhaya Charanavandan A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Yes, no problem.
Translation, please repeat behind me. Others conceive
Others
Others
conceive
conceive
of the personality of Godhead
of the personality
of
of
the
Godhead
personality of Godhead
residing within the body
residing within the
in the
body
body
in the region of the heart
in the
in
region
the
of the
region
heart
of the heart
and measuring only 8 inches.
and
and
measuring only
measuring
8
only 8
inches
With 4 hands carrying a lotus.
with the four
with
hands
four
carrying a
hands
lotus,
carrying a lotus,
a wheel of a chariot,
a wheel
a
of
wheel of a
chariot,
chariot,
a conchshell,
a
concept,
conchshell,
and a club respectively.
and a club respectively.
Purport. The all-pervading personality of Godhead resides as Paramatma in the heart of each and every living entity. The measurement of the localized Paramatma of Godhead is estimated to expand from the ring finger to the end of the thumb, more or less 8 inches. The form of the Lord described in this verse with distribution of different symbols, beginning from the lower right hand up and down to the lower left hand with lotus, wheel of the chariot, conchshell, and club respectively, is called Janardana, or the planetary portion of the Lord who controls the general mass. There are many other forms of the Lord with varied situations of the symbols of lotus, conchshell, etc. And they are differently known as Purushottama, Achyuta, Narasimha, Trivikrama, Krishikesha, Keshava, Madhava, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Sangarshana, Sridhara, Vasudeva, Damodara, Janardana, Narayana, Hari, Padmanabha, Vamana, Madhusudana, Govinda, Krishna, Vishnumurti, Adokshaya, and Upendra. These 24 forms of the localized personality of Godhead are worshipped in different parts of the planetary system. And each system, there is an incarnation of the Lord having a different Vaikuntha planet in the spiritual sky, which is called the Paravyoma. There are many other hundreds and scores of different forms of the Lord, and each and every one of them has a particular planet in the spiritual sky, of which this material sky is only a fragmental offshoot. The Lord exists as Purusha, or the male enjoyer, although there is no comparing him to any male form in the material world. But all such forms are Advaita, not different from the one another, and each of them is eternally young. The young Lord with 4 hands is nicely decorated as described below. So the next sloka, it is describing about the Lord's feature. We'll just see the translation. Please repeat the translation behind me. His mouth expresses his happiness.
Expresses his happiness.
His eyes spread like the petals of the lotus.
Spread like the petals of a lotus.
And his garments yellowish like the saffron of a kadamba flower. Are bedecked with
the
valuable jewels. His ornaments are all made of gold, set with jewels. And he wears a glowing headdress and earrings. The next sloka. His lotus feet are placed over the whirl of the lotus-like hearts of great mystics. On his chest is the Kaustubha's jewel, engraved with a beautiful cuff. And there are other jewels on his shoulders. His complete torso is garlanded with fresh flowers. The 11th 2.2.11. He is well decorated with an ornamental wreath about his waist and rings studded with valuable jewels
valuable jewels
on his fingers.
on his fingers,
His leglets,
his leglets,
his bangles,
his bangles,
his oiled hair,
his oiled hair,
curling with a bluish tint,
curling with a bluish tint,
and his beautiful smiling face
and his beautiful smiling face
are all very pleasing.
are all very pleasing.
So, Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashasya Teshatarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadādhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. So all these slokas from 8 to 11 we saw. All are is explaining the feature of the Paramatma who is residing in our heart. So we may not be able to see him with our material eyes, but we can imagine with this whatever the explanation provided here. So in this 11th sloka, it is explained that his waist is he fully decorated with ornaments. His waist ring studded with valuable jewels in the waist, and the rings, fingers, everywhere it is valuable jewels. And he has the bangles, and his hair is oiled hair and his curly hair, and it is somewhat bluish. And his Lord's face is like a beautiful smiling face. So by seeing the face, it is very pleasing. So this is the pleasing face Lord has. So this is the way Lord resided in our heart. And in the previous verse, we saw the Lord's lotus feet. So he is on the, Lord is standing on a lotus-like heart of the great mystic people. He is also residing in our heart. He is on top of the lotus. He is residing standing on the lotus. His feet are on the lotus flower. So on the Lord's chest, the Kaustubha jewel is glaring. And his shoulders and his scarf, everywhere, the jewels are there, covered with the beautiful jewels. And his complete body covered with the garlands with the fresh flowers. And here you're talking about Lord's mouth also. Reading the Lord's mouth, it is expressing the happiness. By seeing the mouth, we can understand it's a happiness. And Lord's eyes spread like a petals of a lotus flower. Lotus flower, the petals, how it will be. Like that, Lord's eyes are there. Lord's garments, the garment color also it is mentioned here. Yellowish color. It's like a saffron color of a kadamba flower. How it is a saffron will be there. The saffron color. Lord is yellow is like saffron color. And Lord's wearing valuable jewels, ornaments, everything made up of gold. And he is wearing a headdress also. That means that is a freedom, we will say. And the earrings. So this is the way Lord is explained, and here it is in the first, the 8th sloka, it is explained. Lord has the 4 things in his hands. In the 4 hands, 4 things are there. So what are the things? 4 things are he's carrying. He's carrying one hand. It is a lotus. Another hand, he has the wheel, Sudarshan chakra, and another hand is the conchshell, and another hand he has the club. So the club and the lotus flower, it will be on the downside, and the conchshell and the chariot wheel, that is the Sudarshan chakra, it will be on the top of the hand, towards the upwards. And also Lord's size also, measurement also it is mentioned here, that the heart region is staying as a 8 inches size. Lord's heart. He is staying the heart region of the wherever our heart is there, in the center of our chest. Lord is residing at the 8 inches. Its size is 8 inches. So we can imagine how the heart God will be. So he look like by this explanation. By if you close your eyes and if you remember what are the explanations we saw, his address, earring, and his smiling mouth, and his jewels and garlands, and his saffron yellowish color dress, and his feet on the lotus flower. So everything you can imagine, you can imagine how the Lord look like. So here, the previous chapter we discussed about the Virat Rupa of the Lord, and here it is Paramatma feature of the Lord. It is explained over here. So Lord is residing in each and every living entity's heart as Paramatma. It's a localized Paramatma. So what he is doing, and Lord himself is told in there is a reference in the Bhagavad Gita also. Lord himself is saying about his localized form. In Bhagavad Gita 10.20, Lord is explaining that Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhuta Sayastitaha Aham Adischa Madhyam Cha Bhutanam Anta Yevacha. So Lord is saying that I am the super soul of Arjuna, seated in the hearts of all living entities. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings. So here Lord is mentioning that he is the beginning, he is the middle, and he is the end of all the living beings. So he is always, each and every birth, whatever we are taking the birth, repeated birth and death, Lord is always accompanying the super soul, our soul. So Lord is called super soul, we are called soul. So Lord is Vibhu Atma, our soul is Anu Atma. So the Anu Atma has the same quality as the Vibhu Atma, same quality as a super soul. So that is always Prabhupada used to give the explanation like, there's an ocean of water is there. The Lord is like a ocean. If you take one drop of water, that is our soul. And the entire ocean is the super soul. So we are also part and parcel of the Lord with the same quality what the Lord has. So that's the quality in the sense, the entire ocean water, if you take the ocean water and test what are the qualities will be there, the same qualities will be there with the one drop of water also. The similar way, the super soul, what are the qualities are there, the super soul, the same qualities will be there for the soul also. So our soul also the same thing, Sat Chit Ananda. The super soul also Sat Chit Ananda. Only the quantity is different, quality is same. Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means it's eternal, Chit means full of knowledge, and Ananda is always in the blissful mood. So eternal, knowledgeable, and blissful. That is the quality of the super soul. The same quality is for our soul also, Sat Chit Ananda. But the problem, because of our connection with this material world, we are covered, our knowledge and all this Sat Chit Ananda, everything is covered. But we are originally, our quality is Sat Chit Ananda. And in 15.15, Lord is saying again, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto mattaha smidhinyanam apohanam cha vedaicha sarve agam yeva vedyo vedanta krit veda vidyeva chaham. So what he is saying? Lord again saying, I am seated in everyone's heart. And from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. And by all the Vedas I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. So again, this sloka also Lord is mentioning that I am seated in everyone's heart. So here the important point is I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. So the previous sloka he talked about he is all in all. He is the beginning, he is the middle, and he is the end of all the living entities. And here he is giving the another information that he is giving from the Paramatma, we are getting remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. These three qualities. Because of these three qualities, we are sustaining in this material world. So because remembrance, so how we remember the things. that is also coming from the Lord. And knowledge, whatever the knowledge we have, that is also coming from the Lord. Even all knowledge is given to all the living entities. If you see even a small cow or any other living entities, any other animal. So once you take the birth, immediately it will wake up, it will walk, and it will go and drink the milk on the mother. So the knowledge, where you need to go, where how you need to get up, how you need to walk, how you need to run, and where you need to drink the milk, all those things, this is a knowledge provided by the Lord to that knowledge is coming from the Supreme Lord who is residing in our heart. And also, whatever our previous birth, whatever our desire in the previous birth, and at the time of death, what we thought, and we took this birth. So we forget why we took this birth, we forget. But at the time of death, we definitely we remembered. We thought that because of that, Lord provided this body, and for all the animals, Lord provided according to their at the time of death, what they thought, according to that, they got the birth. So the Lord give that remembrance. If you wanted to taste, if you want to enjoy that, the enjoying propensity, that remembrance will come according to the body. So through the Lord, that remembrance also given by the Lord. And Lord give you the forgetfulness. Because we took millions of birth, we never understood, we never remembering even a previous birth also we couldn't remember. Even in current life itself, there are forgetfulness. In our childhood, what we did, that also we forgot. There are many things we forgot, very few things which is connected with our mind, that only very deeply affected our subconsciousness. That situation, that things only we are able to remember. All the other things are we forgot. It is clear from our memory. So that activity is also done by the Lord only. So it is remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. All these three things is coming from the Lord. That is the localized Paramatma. So Lord is sitting as the localized Paramatma. And in the 18.61 sloka, Lord is saying that Ishvara sarva bhutanam hṛdayeshu arjuna tistati brahmayan sarva bhutani yatradhyani mayayaya. What is saying that? Intradani yantrarudani mayayaya. What Lord is saying, the Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart. Again, Lord is saying in this verse also, in the previous chapter also, last chapter also, Lord is make Arjuna specifying this point that the Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wandering of all the living entities. So he is directing us. So he is directing and overseeing. There's two activities he is doing. The Lord is doing two activities. He is directing us and he is overseeing. So people immediately will ask why the Lord is directing us. So for some people, he is doing the wrong doing. People are doing the wrong things. Why direct? Since here Lord is mentioning that I am the director, I am directing the wandering living entities. So why the Lord is directing that living entity for wrongdoing? Because that living entity's quality means his desire is to do that. So Lord is directing in that way. So Lord won't see that it is good, it is because there is no duality with the Lord. It is good, this is bad. So Lord is directing him towards, even though the living entity wanted to do the wrongdoing also, Lord will provide he's the permitter. So he is permitting and he is directing. Because that by doing that, he may sometimes the realization may come, or sometimes this propensity of enjoying will destroy. So that, and if you want to continue, you want to do the enjoying some things, suppose somebody drinking, so you let him drink. So Lord is directing him to go and drink, and he is drinking continuously. How much he will drink? So one day he has to come out, right? Till that time until the Lord's work is whatever the living entity is desiring, he will direct to them, and he will oversee. And who is seated on a machine made up of material energy. So our body is made up of material energy. In this body, our soul also sitting near to the heart region, and the super soul also sitting near to the heart region. So in the Katha Upanishad, there is an explanation. Our soul and super soul, it is like two parrots in a tree. So our soul is like enjoying propensity. So he is jumping each and every branch in the tree, and whatever the fruits are there in the tree, it is tasting the tree, tasting that fruit. But the other parrot, which is a super soul, it is not eating anything. It is just overseeing what this the other parrot is doing, and is expecting that when the other parrot will means it will leave this enjoyment of eating the fruit and turn towards me. For that only the other parrot is waiting. But wherever we are the souls, the soul is going as a parrot, it will go, it accompany always all the branches. Whatever the fruits it is enjoying, the soul is enjoying, it will permit and it will oversee what are the activities it is doing. And it is patiently waiting when it is turned towards me, like that. So this is the way the super soul is always accompanying with us. And how today's sloka we discussed how the super soul look like and what is the Paramatma feature of the Lord. So there are three features of the Lord. Lord is there as in the three features. One is Lord is Bhagavan, the form of Bhagavan, the personal form. He is reside in the Goloka Vrindavana. And the next is the impersonal form. There is no form for the Lord. He is pervading in Brahman, the impersonal Brahman. He is pervading everywhere, all over the universe. There is no place that God is not there, kind of. Everywhere he is spreaded. So all the living things and non-living things are the part and parcel and the expansion of the Lord only, Lord's energy only. So the living entities we are calling as a marginal energy. So marginal energy in the sense it is combination of the internal energy and the external energy. And the non-living things are the external energy of the Lord. And the internal potency is the Radharani, Srimati Radharani, the internal potency of the Lord. So the Lord has three potencies: internal energy, external energy, and marginal energy. We are all made up of the marginal energy. So the Paramatma feature, that's why in this three way, Lord is pervading everywhere, all over the universe, even in the spiritual world, everywhere. There is no place Lord is not there, like, So he is pervading everywhere. And the third form is as a Paramatma, he is living in our heart. He is staying in our heart. And whenever, even though at the time of death also, when we leave the body, the subtle body won't leave. Subtle body won't destroy. So the subtle body has the mind, intelligence, and false ego. Vaisnava. So the soul will be accompanying along with that body, subtle body. So along with that, the super soul also going along with that. Go to the next body. In a similar way, Lord is the only companion till when we go back to Gaudiya, till we go back to his dham. Till that time, Lord will always accompany with us. Even there also, we can always going to accompany with Lord only. So our quality is always Lord is accompanying with us. But in this forgetful nature, we forget that Lord is accompanying with us. But when you reach the spiritual world, there we will always remember the Lord. So in order to always remember the Lord, the practicing session, which is practice supposed to be given for the practice only, we are putting in this situation here in this material world. And since we are having the enjoying propensity, Lord put it in this way. And once we come into the self-realization, then our practice is getting started to remember the Lord always. So now we are in the practicing way. So we are not in the mood of desiring, means enjoying propensity. We are in the practicing devotees of the Lord. So in order to accompany, we desire to have accompany with the Lord in the Goloka Vrindavana. That is the only our goal of life in this material world. But all the other living entities, if you see them, 90%, 99% of the living entities, human beings, they are not aware of this secret. It is not a secret because it is openly available. Lord is saying himself in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, everywhere it is written. Your goal of life is go back to Godhead. You are here, you are wasting your time, you are wasting, you are exploiting because of your enjoying propensity. Lord put you in this situation. So try to understand that and concentrate yourself on the super soul or Virat Rupa or Supreme Lord and read, get the knowledge from Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, chant the holy name of the Lord. So if you chant the holy name of the Lord, if you read Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam and you do the kirtan, all the ways are discussing about the Lord, all these things connecting us with the Lord always. So in this way, we need to touch with the Lord 24/7. So for that, we are practicing now. So once the practice and we become master on that, then we are eligible to go back to Gaudiya. Till that time, we will be there in the practicing mode only. Hare Krishna. Today's sloka we discussed about the features of the Lord, Paramatma feature of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone. Any questions, any clarification, any feedback, any comments?